What is up, everyone? It's Christian Lopez back with another video for YouTube. Today we're going to be installing OBX long tube headers on Sam's 95 Miata right here. Check out his Instagram. It's going to be cloudvapor_Miata. I'll also put it down below in the description. Yeah, so we're going to do OBX headers long tube with the EGR cutoff for that. I'm going to put the list either on this side or this side for the tools needed. I'm not going to say them out because there's a lot. So yeah, let's get started. Alright everyone, so the first step for this vehicle is I'm going to be jacking up the car. Alright guys, so my video just cut out, but we are right now currently loosening up the downpipe that connects to the resonator. So this is the end of the downpipe connecting to the resonator back to the muffler. So we're loosening that up. 14mm bolt, 17mm nut. I just was able to get it loosened. So now we're going to continue loosening this thing up on this side, and then I'm going to break it on the other side and get back to doing that. So I'll keep this right here so you can view it. But there we go. Alright, so that's disconnected. So now we are going to go up and remove the rest of this exhaust system. Alright guys, so we're going to take off these wheels real quick. Just going to buzz them off. Okay, take this off right here. There we go. And you're going to have much easier access to that bolt. Alright guys, so we are here now, suspension's right here, we're back right behind. Here's the O2 sensor for the downpipe, and there is that bolt right there that's holding the exhaust to the trans. I'm going to zoom in right here so you can see that easily, but focus right there. There we go, and that bolt is going to be a 12mm bolt right there. It's a welded nut on the opposite side, so you just got to loosen right there. I'm going to connect my 12mm right now with an extension, and then I'm actually going to be hitting it with my Milwaukee impact to see if I can just get it off that way. And it is off, just like that. It's stuck in there. It is actually off, but it's just kind of stuck. So, grab a little wrench and see if I can pry it out with that. Alright guys, so as you can see, that bolt is out. So to remove these headers, you do not honestly have to remove the airbox, but I'm going to just make it easier for me. So what you're going to do is it's going to take three 12mm bolts, one here, one down there, and one right there. That's going to remove the airbox. And then we're going to remove this MAF sensor. It's going to disconnect that, and then remove the connection right here, which is going to take a Phillips screwdriver. So to remove this box, you're going to have to remove this wire as well. We already took off the connector as well as the place where it mounts to on the box. So we're going to bring that back there. That's just a MAF sensor. I'm going to pull that back. And we're also going to take off the airbox. I'm going to be using a Phillips. I forgot there's another Phillips you have to get to loosen right over there. I'm going to loosen that up. Right there. And then undo that hose. If I can get to it. And I'm also going to be removing a 10mm bolt. Right. Let's get to it right here. Right there. Just removing those pieces right there gives us so much more room to work with. As you can see, it really just opens this area all wide up. So it's going to make it much more easier to do this installation and disassembly. Alright everyone, so we have removed everything that's needed to be removed or unbolted underneath the vehicle. Now we're up top, and what we're going to be doing is actually removing the bolts for the exhaust header. There's a total of 9 bolts on the exhaust header. We've already removed 1, 2, 3, 4. Reason being is because those were rounded off. Right here, those bolts are rounded off. So I was making another video on how to remove rounded off bolts with an extractor. So now what we're going to do before we go any further with removing this header is actually going to be cutting the EGR pipe. There is a way to be able to get the EGR bolt right here to remove from the header, but it's a 22 millimeter bolt or nut that goes over the piping, and I don't understand how people were removing them before, because it's an extremely tight position, and we're actually doing an EGR delete on the Miata anyways, so we're just going to cut that pipe so we can remove the header. I'm going to start off a small area to get in. Alright guys, so there we go. We finally cut the pipe on the EGR. Honestly, that took a little bit longer than I was expecting.
That was quite the mission.
Quite the mission. But there we go. It is cut. Definitely not the proper way, but we really couldn't figure out how to get a wrench right in there on that EGR. It wouldn't go through here, wouldn't fit that way, wouldn't fit in the header, so we just decided to cut that pipe. Since we are doing an EGR delete anyways, we're blocking that off. So again, there are a total of 9 bolts. We've already removed a few, so now we're going to go from the inside out. It's going to take a 14 millimeter socket, go right there, and then we're just going to break that and remove it off. Extremely simple. Alright guys, so since we couldn't pull the header and the downpipe off together up through the hood, we're just going to remove the downpipe from the header. It's 3 bolts, they're 14 millimeters, as you can see right here. Right now I'm in the wheel well so you can record, but I'm going to be going underneath the vehicle to remove them. I'm going to be using a breaker bar to just break the hold on them, and then afterwards I'm going to hit it with the Milwaukee impact to just get it off really easily. So I'm going to go under right now, and we can remove those 3 14 millimeter bolts, or nuts, I'm sorry. Alright guys, so the video cut out right here. I'm sorry. I need to purchase a new SD card as well as a better microphone. There's better audio quality, and so my videos aren't randomly cut out like they do. Basically, the header was unbolted from the block. The downpipe was unbolted from the resonator. So the header and downpipe were together. Then there was those 3 bolts holding them on. Basically took those 3 bolts off, as you can see in the video. Once those 3 bolts were taken off, I took the downpipe off the vehicle, took the header off the vehicle, and that was that. Then we removed the O2 sensor from that downpipe and put it to the side, so when we install the long tube header, we can put the O2 sensor on that one and we'll be all set. That's basically what happened. Yeah, back to the video. So my camera cut out again. This is irritating me. But the next clip will be the end of removing the bolts or the nuts that are on the EGR. Basically, on the opposite side where the intake is, there's going to be 2 nuts. It's either a 10 millimeter or a 12 millimeter. I'm honestly not too sure since I did this assembly like a week ago. This installation. But yeah, basically we're removing the EGR off of the intake. It's going to take 2 nuts, either a 10 or 12 millimeter, and basically you just got to loosen those. You'll see in the clip where I'm reaching down, loosen those out, that basically takes it off. Make sure to keep those nuts though, so you can install the EGR block off plate that comes with the long tube headers. Alright, sorry about that guys, the video cut off, but again we're just removing those 2 bolts right now holding the EGR on. So we just removed one, we're going to take care of the other right here. Again, these things are actually pretty easy to take care of. They're basically hand tight, so, or once you break them, they're basically hand tight because there's not really a lot of heat that comes around these bolts. Alright guys, so we just noticed right now as we're working on this, trying to get the EGR piping off so we can put the block out plate in there, that there is actually a small bracket right in here. If you're looking at it, because you're not able to see it, I'm not going to be able to show you with the camera, but basically right down in here in the center of the motor, right below the, right here is going to be a little bracket with a 10mm bolt going over the EGR piping that's holding it in place, just a little bracket holding it in. So we're going to have to use a 10mm wrench to get behind there, loosen that bolt so we can actually pull the EGR piping out. Alright guys, so let's see if I can use this entire piece to get in through there. Okay. Bring that up to the top. Dude.
You're on it.
I am badass. Wow, okay guys, we got it. Holy crud. Alright. So now that we got that there, I'm gonna bring an extension up through here. Be careful because I don't want to knock this out of place. There we go.
And the ratchet's right there.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to ratchet this off. Hold up. I'm gonna hold the socket to this so it can't come undone, and I need you to ratchet it. All right. Alright guys, we actually got this. I honestly, wow. That took a lot more than I was expecting. But we got it, that's the important part. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I used. So if you have a similar situation and you're not sure how to get to it.
I said we could just pull it now. Because yeah, the block, like the EGR is just falling around now.
Is it? Okay, it's off.
Is it?
Yep. Okay. Alright guys, so that ended up being extremely difficult to get off, but we did. Here's the plate right there. That is where it was held on with the bracket and a 10mm bolt that was in there. Basically we had to get it set on top, and I'll show you guys how to do it in case you run into the problem. I used a 10mm deep socket, 2 wobbles, connected to a 3-inch extension right here, and basically what I did was I brought this down through here, and then I was able to get that 3-inch extension up through the top, and I was able to bring it up and then place it back down on that bolt. Then I grabbed another extension to this and was able to break it and take it off. There we go guys. So now we need to put the actual EGR blocking plate that OBX supplied to us. We're gonna put that on, and then once that's there, we're gonna reinstall the aftermarket long tube header. So right here is just gonna be a blank plate, as you can see. Now you're gonna install this right on, then you're gonna put 2 spacers that come with it like that, and then the bolts over that. So, right here. And you want to be careful with this because you honestly don't want to have a leak in your intake. So you're going to make sure that it's clean service, which they are. And then we are going to be placing this right over here. I'm sorry, you may not be able to see it. There's a lot of stuff blocking it. But it's right where you removed, obviously, your EGR right there. There's already a metal gasket that you can replace. We are honestly reusing the one that was already on there. But it is good to always replace that and get a new gasket. So we have that there. Next thing we're going to do is put both these spacers on one side and then one on the other, just like so. And then, oh, make sure you do one on one on the other. And then you're going to install those bolts again. So that is on right there. So now what we're going to do is move on to the other side, and now we're going to be installing the long tube headers. Alright guys, so we're going to be taking our brand new gasket right here and applying this on. Just like that. Awesome. Alright. So, now that we have that there, the next step we can do is actually grab our headers and throw them on the vehicle. Alright guys, so we've been having the hardest time trying to install these headers. In every YouTube video we watched, the people go, we're really having a really hard time, and then they show that it's already installed. I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm going to show you guys the actual way to do it. We saw someone on the forums, they said the best way to do this is to remove the 4 bolts on the steering rack. One right here, one back there, one right there, and then one on the other side of that. Then they said you can move the steering rack to the left. That gives you just enough space to be able to install the header. Once you do that, you can move the steering rack back, install those 4 bolts on the steering rack, and you should be fine. So we're gonna remove these bolts right here. I believe they're 14 millimeters. One here, one on the opposite side, one right here, one on the opposite side. That'll take the steering rack off the subframe, allowing us to move it over to the left. That should give us just enough space to be able to install the header. Alright guys, so I just removed all 4 bolts. I'm sorry I couldn't record. This is extremely difficult. We just removed all 4 bolts, as you can see right there. There and there. Now, we're going to lift this up and push it over to the side. Okay.
That's about as good as we're doing, I think. Nope. That's fine. Leave it.
Leave it?
Yeah. We should have more than enough room.
You think so? That's not a lot.
Damage that it just gave us.
Okay, let's see if we can go up top. Alright guys, so we just moved the steering rack over. We're going to see if that's going to help give us any room at all to install these headers. So we're going to throw them in right now. That looks like it did something. It might be me, but that looks like it gave us a little bit more room. Is that just me?
No, because that went down further than normal. Well, further than it was.
Sorry about your valve covers, dude.
Ah, it's cool. I got extra paint. Oh.
Okay. Oh, dude. Holy crow, that moved down a lot. We're almost there. Wow, okay. So guys, definitely, holy crap, move your steering rack, undo those 4 bolts, move it over to the left, because we are a lot closer than we were before. Still off, but we're closer. Okay. I don't want to break, there's a hose right here that I'm going to undo. It's your PCV. I'm going to undo that hose, because it looks like it's going to get caught on that, okay?
Okay.
Just hold on a sec. Alright guys, so I'm removing this PVC hose that you can see right here, or PCV hose. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I really don't care what I'm calling it right now, because I'm excited that this may actually get finished. Because we're expecting only about 2 to 3 hours to install this, and it's been about 9 hours so far. We've ran into a lot of problems, a lot of stuff that have kept us from moving forward, but I think that we're actually going to be getting somewhere right now, so I'm going to remove the hosing to this right here.
Sounds like that's like a straight burn.
Yeah. Okay, a little more. So I'm going to get this hose out of the way. Alright. Just like that. That hurt my elbow. Alright. Holy crap, dude.
It's in.
Dude.
It is.
You gotta be kidding me.
It is in.
Dude, it's on.
It's on all the way?
One sec. Almost. There's a little bracket blocking it right there. Dude, it's on. Wow, guys, seriously, you need to make sure before you install these headers, remove that steering rack. Alright guys, wow, that literally helps so much because we removed that steering rack. The other YouTube videos, like I said, literally showed them going, guys, we're having a really hard time, and then boom, right here, done. I recorded the whole thing because you guys need to see the process. Remove that steering rack and you're able to get that thing down in there and it's there. But for right now, we're gonna bolt this header up, we're gonna bolt down there, and then we'll be set, and that's gonna be the end of the video. So we're gonna bolt these up right now. Really excited. I'm really glad that we got this in. It's taken so much longer than we've wanted it to. So this is probably gonna be definitely a really long video for you guys. But I wanted to show you the process, all the steps we went through, all the mistakes that were made. So if you guys are doing this for your vehicle, you can see how it's done the right way. Alright guys, so we fed the O2 sensor wire back in the firewall more, and it looks like we're going to be able to connect it. So it looks like we're going to be able to reuse the O2 sensor as well as the wiring on this. We just got to see if it'll connect, which he's currently trying to do right now.
Boom.
You got it?
Done.
Connected? So now what we're going to do is actually put new bolts on the exhaust. So for the torque sequence, I'm going to start off with 28 foot-pounds. I'm going to torque all of them up, and then after that, I'm going to come back at 36 foot-pounds, and then 48 in total. We're tightened down right there. Now I'm going to connect the airbox. Alright guys, so now that we have the box all in, we are going to tighten this down. I'm just going to be using my second setting on my Milwaukee Impact. Tighten these down. Alright. Oh, left the socket. Alright, so the intake's all put back together. Everything on top of the hood is all good. So we're going to clean off the top of the hood, close that up, and then go down below and finish off the rest. I'm going to be putting the steering rack back in its place. So I'm going to be lifting up, bring it right back over where it was to begin with. And then we're going to reconnect those 4 bolts that were once on there. So now we are down by the header and the resonator, and we are just going to put the gasket on, put the bolts on, and that'll be the complete installation of these OBX long tube headers. It has definitely taken us a while, but we are here, we are almost done, and I'm extremely excited because I have to go to sleep and wake up for work tomorrow morning. The installation is complete. I'm going to drop the car down and we're going to do a start up, showing you the inside of the vehicle, and then we're going to rev it up in the back so you can hear that, and hopefully there's going to be a difference with that.
I already pressed it.
Alright guys, so we just removed the, I can't even think, man. What are those called?
Jack stands.
I am so tired, guys. We just removed the jack stands from the side. So now I'm slowly lowering down the jack itself. Be very careful right here. Very slowly. Alright. There we go. Now we're going to take this over to the other side and remove the jacks on that side. So, come around. Alright, on the pinch, weld, jack this side up. Remove the jack stands. And this is really late, probably shouldn't be this loud, but you know what? My neighbors throw parties until midnight, so I'm alright. There we go.
Boom.
Alright guys, so he's going to start this up real quick. I'm going to take a quick listen, see if there's a difference in sound. So I'm going to take you off my tripod really quick. I'll take you to the back. Alright. So as you can see, this doesn't sound too bad. He has a gutted cat. Can you give it a little rev? All right. You want to give it a little bit of a rev? So that installation is done. My goodness, that ended up taking so much longer than expected. It was early in the morning when we started, and now it is late at night. But we got it done, we figured it out. I got the knowledge, so next time I work on a Miata, it'll be much easier. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out my Patreon account in the link in the description. Also, check out Sam's account. I'm gonna put his Instagram account in the link in the description as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Oh man, it's been a long day. I'm tired, I'm forgetting stuff. I'm gonna take a shower, go to sleep, because I got work really early in the morning. Thanks for watching, guys.